Smell that? You don't? Well, that's the smell of burnt dust, which means the heat has been turned on for the first time since, well, the last time it's been turned on, which was a while ago, presumably. This is an old house, so naturally our heating system is just as old. We have MWS heating, which is short for midgets with sticks. You see, a bunch of enslaved midgets live in our basement, and when we turn on the heat, what we really mean is that we're handing them a bunch of sticks. Then they rub those sticks together, and the friction creates heat, which warms our abode. And if our abode isn't sufficiently warm, I know 100 or so little men who aren't getting any supper tonight. It's not the most efficient form of heating, but it's better than what we have to do for air conditioning. For that, the midgets have to run to the nearest building with air conditioning, fill a bucket with that place's cold air, and then bring it back. It doesn't really work, but we have to keep those little buggers busy somehow, am I right? Good afternoon, butt kickers. It's October 18, the 291st day of 2011, which means that 160 years ago today, Herman Melville's epic novel Moby-Dick was published for the first time. I think Moby-Dick is one of those books that pretty much everyone is familiar with, but very few people have actually read. I've read a few chapters from it for classes here and there, and like most other historical pieces of literature, it sucks. Okay, so maybe that's a little extreme, but Moby-Dick, to me, is one of those books that people admire and revere just because everyone else admires and reveres it. I get the symbolism, I get the historical value, but come on, people, it's 822 pages about a boat trip. The title's misleading, too. The eponymous whale doesn't show up until, like, the very end, and I'm fairly certain that absolutely nothing happens until page 821. However, I digress. I think there are some fairly important lessons that can be learned from Moby-Dick. First, and most obvious, never be an English major. It's specifically designed for masochists, like myself, who like to learn massive quantities of information that are scarcely useful in today's society outside of a stray trivial pursuit question. Hey, who knew that author Kurt Vonnegut witnessed the firebombing of Dresden in World War II? This guy. Dude, that was 5 months ago. Please stop talking about it. Moby-Dick can also teach us that seeking revenge can not only take you down, it can take down anyone you associate with. So what if that jerk in that big white Hummer just cut you off? He probably didn't even intend to spite you with his reckless swerving. So avoid road raging. Plus, he's in a Hummer and you're in a Mini Cooper, so if you start anything, he's gonna finish it. With that comes the problem of projecting your emotions onto entities that don't have those emotions or can't have any emotions. If a bee stings you, for example, we might assume that it's angry with you, which is moderately preposterous. Really, the bee is just protecting itself, its payload, and its fellow bees, but again, not because it feels a want to provide protection, but because it's acting on instinct. Once again, it comes back to the inherent selfishness of the human race, in that we automatically anthropomorphize animals with our human emotions. So yeah, guess this turned into a bit of an English class on you, and I apologize for that. But now you know what I have to go through, right? So, want to play some Trivial Pursuit sometime? Until tomorrow, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking.